Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian. Welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 23 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. In our last episode, we made some pretty standard additions to the team. Although, really, if you look at this lineup and you're like, wow, that looks a lot like last year's lineup, you would not be wrong. In fact, we returned a lot of last year's team in a lot of ways. The only significant change in the opening day lineup are the two players at the bottom, which is Jonathan Webb being given the keys from day one and Jose Herrera being our everyday catcher. Last year, he didn't even play catcher hardly at all, so I'll be really interested to see what he can do given the opportunity. Excuse me. The pitching staff is pretty similar to last season's. Even the bullpen is more or less the same, with the addition of Jerry Padilla, who he signed as a free agent. So where did we make genuine improvements to this team? We really haven't. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, that was a really slow offseason, but I guess that's okay. Probably the biggest move we've made is Cerule's not going to be playing every day. Come hell or high water, Cerule is an important piece of our offense. I'm going to give him the opportunity to play every single day and see what he can do for us. We've got Otis Wolf still, fresh off a very solid rookie campaign. He's going to get real grumpy real fast, but we're going to hope that we win enough that it doesn't matter. Pitching, the only big difference is kicking Dan Day out of the rotation. He was fine last year, but I just think he's better suited to be a reliever because of his control issues. But yeah, this is basically last year's team, except for Jerry Padilla and a new starting catcher. And maybe that's okay. Maybe that is fine, given the fact that we did win 92 games last year. We have a couple of medium to high level players that are worth... and bringing back Josh Lynch. That's the other thing. Mr. Lynch has a 1-year contract with us, but we're really hoping for big things from Ruben Valdivia, who we acquired in a trade with the Angels. This is probably our most significant offseason move. If Valdivia can play center field well, he has a chance to be installed and play for a good few years. But we're kind of marking time until our big time prospects are ready for the big leagues. Excuse me. There's Ricky Henderson, who is just raw as fuck. But I don't even know where he ends up playing, to be honest with you. But for now, I'm just willing to let him play wherever he wants to play. And we'll sort that out when his bat's ready for the big leagues, which it isn't yet. It's close, though. We have Sean Hill, who, yes, he may be flagged as a center fielder. I don't think he is one. But he's another possible future piece of this offense because of how well developed he is. And I think he'd make a very good Rory Gratton replacement, who won't be around forever himself. He does have a no-trade clause, which is potentially troublesome down the road. So this is kind of a season where we're not really marking time so much as trying to get a really good sense of who is and who is not ready to continue along with us on this journey. So, my friends, let us play some baseball games, shall we? Honestly, the biggest move is going to be a healthy Bill Gurett. If we get him back and he is as he used to be, I think we'll have a really good chance of making it deep into the playoffs again. If he doesn't, then we don't. So let us play 1 month of baseball games. I'm sorry, the El Paso Maples is a stupid name. I've been to El Paso, and no. There's nothing about El Paso that makes you think maple trees. I don't think maple trees can grow in El Paso because it's so hot and dry. Very nice. A nice extension for him. Did I end up giving him... No, I gave him a 3-year deal, which I think he will earn. And I went ahead and re-signed Josh Lynch at the end of last episode for the simple fact that he basically wants no money. And I'm not convinced how quickly Valdivia will be ready for the big leagues. Hello, Irvin Moreno. We'll see how you develop, my friend. You're definitely a long ways away from the majors. That is for certain. Who is designated for assignment? Oh, all these guys. That makes sense. Okay. Otis Wolf was gonna miss some time with a broken wrist. That's not ideal, but it gives me the flexibility to have another outfielder. Because while I like Chico Wakamura quite a bit, and I think he's got a lot to offer, I do think relying heavily on just one outfielder is a bit of a gamble. So the question is, do we call up Jalen Tucker or Ray Samano? And to that end... So Samano is a very good hitter. But he's not quite as well-rounded as Jalen Tucker, who's got that real nasty power stroke. Samano does have an experience in AAA, so I think I'm going to lean him. But yeah, he will be... I'm also going to let him get some reps at first, just because it doesn't hurt to increase positional flexibility. You're going to back up here. And then this lets me play him as the corner backup. And then Akamura backs up there. And Samano is the #1 pinch hitter. We're going to copy this straight over and paste it here. There we go. Let's go ahead and keep going. Yeah, Tommy Mcdonald wanted basically like $2 million to give us one more season, and again, when the price is that low, it's worth investigating. So Mr. Samano's already injured. I don't know how you strain your back. Oh, he's actually already fragile for injury proneness. Great. It's only 2 weeks. I think we just kind of fly a man short, rather than play roster games, because I really don't want to start Jaden Tucker's clock yet. We are not scoring runs at all, my friends. Only 1 month, though. Only 1 month. Not really worth getting too hot and bothered about anything. But it's never a great look to have lost 16 games already. We'll see. No, I'm not even going to look at the stats. Nope. Never tell me the stats. Just kidding. Always tell me the stats. But no, for right now, I think we just keep going and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, because 1 month of data is just not useful. We'll be in a much better position to decide to make some moves starting in May. Alright, so we can get Otis Wolf back. The real question is... Man, Garay's not hitting. I'm going to let Wolf rehab. Because I'm really trying to delay this decision until I have to make it. Yeah, different Diaz, though. Or different Blue Jays. Which is fine. We are not scoring runs, which I'm finding very strange right now. Like, our offense is meant to be our calling card. Oh, dear. Poor Tommy Mcdonald. You can't catch a break, my brother. I'm gonna go ahead and just let Padilla fill this last rotation spot. That's why I acquired him. And then as soon as Caleb Bautista's healthy, he's gonna get that last spot. Poor big game Tommy McDonald. Okay, Caleb Bautista comes back, and he is going to slot in as emergency starter, long relief. All right, Mr. Otis Wolf. I'm gonna run 14. This may be short-sighted. It may bite me on the butt, but the value in having a really solid bench, especially with an injury-prone first baseman, is just too good. It is just too good. So I think I'm gonna run with 14 position players and 12 pitchers. Is it going to bite me in the ass? Probably. But for right now, I think it's too valuable to try to keep Garay healthy. And we'll see where this gets us. I'm making some really... What's the word I'm looking for? I guess you could say they're fairly short-sighted decisions. I want to see how things look at the end of May here so I can start, like, examining statistics and start trying to break down what's actually happening so far. Rob Heath now throws slightly less slowly. That's fun. One change I think I'm gonna make before I even look at anything else. I want to look at Mark Hoppus first. Are you getting lit up by right-handed pitching? Basic stats, please. Not really. It's actually lefties who hit you harder. Interesting. So against lefties, you're looking at 194, 265, 258. No, righties are hitting you harder, but you're giving up more runs to lefties. That's interesting. I'm not going to make any drastic changes there just yet, but it is worth noting. Dan Day, I cannot let you be set up anymore. Like, you're just giving up way too many runs, and you're getting hit really hard. I'm going to shift you to regular middle relief jobs, and I'm going to go ahead and push Greg Weld into the setup role. We'll see what that accomplishes for us. So let's take a look at the pitching staff. And I'm going to look at FIP very specifically because it'll tell us that the defense is what's letting people down. And the answer is that it isn't. David Alcantara is just walking everyone. Which is not a great look for him. To have your walk rate jump that much is just going to severely reduce your capabilities as a pitcher. The only answer might be to get rid of him. So that may be the first thing that we consider. Jose Brown looks great. Jesus Moya is also struggling. He's all of a sudden giving up home runs at a very high rate. I'm hoping this will sort itself out. Because if we look at his past statistical history, if we look at his numbers, traditionally he doesn't give up home runs at a high rate. It might just be a rough few weeks of the season. Moya is probably going to bounce back. Nieves looks unimpressive. I guess this is the issue when you have mostly starters in their 30s. Relief-wise, the bullpen seems to be doing alright. So the number one issue right now is just the pitchers are not pitching. David Alcantara really concerns me. Because if we look at his statistical record, he has flirted with walk rates this high in the past. And combined with an uptick in homers and a dip in strikeouts, I'm thinking it might be close to the beginning of the end for him. So I think acquiring a new starting pitcher, especially at the expense of David Alcantara, makes a lot of sense. So let's go ahead and check out the trade market. So we've got Jeff O'Brien, Robert Stock, much better control. Movement still isn't great for McLaughlin. Look, I think I'm going to give it one more month. Maybe. Let's actually change course for a second, and let's think about... I mean, I could just make Caleb Bautista starter again. If all I'm trying to do is just get rid of Alcantara. I mean, I can try trading him. And let's look at other starters, and let's just see what might be offered to me. I'll even take on a veteran if it's a good enough pitcher. I ain't touching Ciro Valenzuela. He's even worse. Jim Tozier. Good control, a nice changeup, good fastball curveball. Doesn't throw super hard. I can work with this. I want to keep looking, but that's a good start. Dan Travers is just a damn good pitcher, though. And yes, he is wrecked. And he is somewhat expensive. But he's definitely the best pitcher on the market in terms of, like, raw talent. Jake Fulton, same issue. Excellent pitcher, really injury prone. Edgar Guzman. Not injury prone. Good control and stuff. Really good movement. Very, very expensive. Would you eat some of his contract for me? Would you eat his entire contract? No. Okay. How much of his contract will you eat? I'll tell you what, if you eat his whole fucking contract, I will, as much of his contract as you can, I will happily give you a decent player or two. Nope. Ooh, Dominguez could be really good. I like Carrillo a lot. He's not far from the big leagues himself. Dominguez can actually play center, though, whereas Hill cannot. What if you eat 40% of his contract? Okay, that opens my options a fair bit. Yeah, you can have Alcala. Done. He's not perfect, definitely, but he is durable. And he's got good enough stamina, and he's been a really consistently good pitcher, that I feel pretty good about this deal. I think we're gonna end up a much better team as a result. And I still got loads of money, so I can still keep people if I need to. What would I do if Joe opts out? That's an interesting... I never looked at the lineup. I'm a potato. Sorry, guys. I should have done that. Okay, Bautista wants to come back. I'm not convinced he's got much left. I think I can probably do better. So I'm thinking maybe we don't do that. Alright. So the whole team is not hitting for average. Well, not the whole team. Significant portions of the whole team are not hitting for average. Yeah, we're just in kind of a whole team funk in terms of raw offensive power. Like, we should have a couple people hitting over 300, hitting 300 or close to it, and only 2 bench guys are hitting anywhere near 300. Friends, I'm thinking this is probably just something we're gonna have to ride out, because it does seem to be everybody in the lineup. I mean, I could fire my hitting coach, but I think for right now, the best choice is simply to just go forward for another month and then revisit. Because then the entire team isn't hitting. What can you do, right? Nothing. That's what you can do. You can do nothing. So let's give it another month and just see if maybe we're just off to a bit of a cold start offensively. Lynch is gonna miss a couple of days. Dislocated finger's nothing to fuck with, though. Respect for him for coming back. It's Josh Lynch. He was gonna get hurt. We all knew this. So the question is, where's my fucking center fielder? You sent him to Double-A? Why? So who plays center while he's out? I've got a lot of center fielders that cannot, in fact, play center field. Is it Valdivia? Is that where I'm going right now? Maybe. Who is that one center fielder that the game was going on and on about? Like, he was legitimately, like, incredibly good. Was it Montesino? Yeah, I think it might have been Montesino. Anyway. Way too far away from the majors to be worthwhile. Tucker can't play center. Samano can't play center. I guess it has to be Valdivia. I don't really have anybody else that I would trust to play center field right now. And there we go. Padilla's playing really well. And he doesn't want a lot of money, and he's only 29. I will keep you in one role over another. 3 million seems pretty solid. Let's keep going. Oh my gosh, really? OOTP has been crashing quite a bit, and I'm not a fan of it. Let's go ahead and make our Alcantara move again. Keep 45% of his contract, please. No, it's 40%. That's right. I was able to give him that Alcala. There you go. Maybe Josh doesn't get hurt this time. Who knows? But, yeah. The crashes have been happening a little bit too frequently for my taste all of a sudden. Well, that's new. We'll bring Salgado back. For now. Oh, I didn't pick a new setup guy yet in this version. Yeah, it's gonna be Hill. Or Wild, rather. And then we talked to Padilla again. We didn't lose that much time, so that's not bad. He actually wants less money this time, so that's nice. Yeah, Padilla's been pretty good. Swing, swang, swung. I'm not bringing Bautista back. I don't care how much money he wants. I just don't think it's a smart move. And now we've lost Padilla. What the fuck, game? Was my injury health too good, so you decided you would cripple us? That's not cool. Corey McLaughlin gets a rotation spot. I'd rather not use Bautista in the rotation. I mean, I will if I have to, but I really don't want to. Yeah, no matter how little money Bautista wants, I think we have to go something else. Is that a Zion Rose? No. I was about to say. I didn't think that was the case. So Pete Rose played all three outfield positions, and he played first base. What was his other position? Okay. Any news here. Corey McLaughlin's actually getting worse, which is kind of scary. Guzman is losing stamina. Boy, I'd love to see a couple of starters really take a step forward. That would be lovely. Well, maybe it's time to find a new hitting coach. Oh, you are a new hitting coach. Okay. We could really improve staff cohesion, and replacing Koa might not be a terrible idea. He is a pretty talented hitting coach, though. And I kind of want to keep him. Yeah, Mr. Lavender, I'd very much like to keep you. Mr. Vargas, you may end up being a hitting coach in the majors sooner rather than later. If I decide not to keep Koa. Juan Kelly, you're good enough that I have no real reason to get rid of you. Villegas and Biefeld are both good enough to keep around. Thank you all. And I definitely want to keep DaCosta and D'Onofrio. So the big question is, do we keep our hitting coach? The problem is we have a very weird group where nobody really gets along well with anybody, but I think easygoing is better than not, so I think we go ahead and renew the easygoing. So I think that's what I'm going to settle in as. So we will keep him for at least a bit longer. And let's check out the international free agent market. Is there anybody good? I mean, there's Melvin Mendez. The next Avila, maybe? He definitely feels pretty Avila adjacent, doesn't he? Same general skill set. Except a lot more pop. I'd be very happy if we could acquire him. We might not be able to, though. He seems like the kind of guy who's going to sign for someone else because he doesn't like Pittsburgh. Yeah, they're not giving you more money. You just don't want to play in Pittsburgh, which is understandable, I guess. So Jordan Munoz is a fantastic hitter. But Sergio Cortina is the rare shortstop who can actually play shortstop well. No, I'm going to go for Munoz. You know me, I always go for the offense when I can get it. What can I say? I like big bats and I cannot lie. You would offer me Luis Guevara. A very, very fine reliever. A very fine reliever. And all you're asking for is Tim Barbo, not a very good fielder, Dane McFarland, and Mike Day. I actually don't mind getting Guevara. I think he'd be a massive upgrade, but I think this is way too big a package for just a reliever. I think I'd rather give you Lozoya. You can have him. And who goes down to the minors? Greg Walt is pitching really well. I think Salgado. And then Mr. Guevara, I'm going to let you pitch as much as you want. I think you've been criminally underused, and you could be a very fine pitcher for us. That's a very nice bullpen upgrade. And while I don't like committing lots of resources, I think it's always useful. Okay, Rory. So I'm going to go ahead and call up... Oh, Tucker's hurt. I guess that means Sean Rowe gets called up. Because I don't want to call up Valdivia until I have to. But I'm just going to go ahead and slide in Ray Samano. I think Ray Samano can handle being our leadoff guy. And I just shift up Wolf and Akamura, and Sean Rowe takes over for Samano there. And then I do want Sean Rowe to be the backup at both corner outfield positions. So it is past July. Oh, what are you offering me? No. Let's take a look at the team now. So first of all, the pitching staff. Really settling in nicely. Edgar Guzman has proven to be an excellent frontline starter. Ernesto Nieves is struggling. He's walking people at a really high rate, which is not like him. I'm hoping he can figure it out, because we could definitely use him being a bit more consistent. Bullpen looks great. Other than Mark Hops, of course. I don't know what his deal is, but I hope he figures it out. Let's check out this lineup. Let's sort by... War is fine. So Manny Pozo is playing extremely well. I dig that. Josh Lynch has been a very nice find as well. A worthy leadoff guy if we decide we wanted to make a change there. Bill Garay has bounced back, and if he maybe isn't quite as good as he has been historically, is still extremely good. But then the rest of the lineup is not looking so great. Johnny Cerulli brings the thump, but he's not hitting for a very good average. I'm not going to complain too much, but I do want to see him get more hits. How is he handling left-handed pitching? He's actually hitting them slightly better for contact, but I do think keeping him in the lineup every day is worthwhile. For sure. Solano's been hitting really, really well, and very limited playing time, admittedly. Jonathan Webb is a serious issue. Joe is surprisingly a serious issue. I don't know what your deal is, my boy, but I'd like you to figure it out, please. Webb just cannot hit. He can't. And so I think it is probably time to find a new second baseman. Maybe if he were an amazing defender, I'd give him another chance, but he's not, so I won't. So, crazy idea number one is kicking Ricky Henderson all the way from high A, from double A to the majors, and have him play second. I don't think that's very smart. I don't think he's anywhere near ready for the big leagues, so that's a hard pass. Emilio Lujan is nothing special. Mike Brandon has some good defense, but he's no better a hitter. Josh Salinas isn't even good defensively. Josh Otto is not very good. Chris Blakely is good defensively, but he can't hit. I have so many second basemen and shortstops that are either good defensively or good offensively, but none that are both. So that is a problem. Is there a solution? Yes, it's to cry. No, it's not. That's a lie. I could just give to Steve Fulford. Fulford is as good a defender and is a slightly better hitter. Maybe he is the answer. Because while Jonathan Webb would be a reasonably good utility guy, I don't think he's good enough. What do we got in the second baseman market? Oh, you can't play second base at all. I don't know who you're trying to fool here, but I am kind of surprised how bad the second base options are. Like, I can definitely get defense, and I can definitely get some offense, but I can't get both in the same player. I think for now, let's just go ahead and switch Fulford for Webb. And see what that accomplishes for us. Let's see if demoting Webb helps the team in that regard. Because Fulford is better defensively than Webb. It's not by 1,000,000,000%. No, I'm going to stick with Webb. Fuck it. I want to give him a full season. It's not like we're that bad off. And there aren't any good options. And Fulford is actually not as good defensively as Webb. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it alone. And we're just going to see if Webb can start hitting, or if we just need to find another way to make things better. Damn, Isaiah Miller. What a jerk. Alright. We've got to get a quality middle infielder if we can. Now, we're picking really low in the draft. There may be nobody good by the time we draft. Like, yeah, I know it's easy to look at this and go, oh my gosh, look at all this talent. But a lot of it won't make the majors. Is the problem. So I've got three uber talented prospects waiting for me. Jordan Bonios is a really good catcher and a pretty decent hitter. Jesus Carranza is very worthwhile hitter. A pretty nice defensive package. I'm worried about his arm strength, though. That's not ideal. I think it's going to be Mario Reboyar, or Rebelar, because he's just a really solid defender, and he's got pretty good bat skills. So I think he will be our draft pick. Okay, you're going to let me have Bonos in the second round? Done. I'm not going to hesitate for even a tenth of a second. That's a really good offer. Mario Tejeda, very exceptional bat. Wants a shit ton of money, though. I've got a lot of money to spend, though. So, I don't see any reason why I can't give him the bonus he wants. Very good bat, not very good defensively. I don't know that I like that. Okay, I like Bobby Herrera a lot. Let's get some Bobby Herrera. Jesus Arana is definitely a risk. But I definitely need more pitching talent, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Franklin Hicks just keeps sliding. That's because he's not very good, but still. Alex Guerin, yes, please. You're a reliever, but you might be a good one. So I will draft Willie Mejia and pay him no dollars. Aaron Whitehead's not that great. Bill Figueroa is decent. Especially if he starts putting on some velocity. He'll be a nice piece. I'm willing to go ahead and let my scouting director pick the rest of the draft. I'm not that annoyed by that. Give him something to do. Negotiate. I'm just going to give everybody their demands. I don't like nickeling and diming people. Because remember, we can get all these amazing prospects, but there's no guarantees that any of them make the majors. That's always the great trap in baseball. In baseball, I don't know why it's like, what does the word baseball mean? I don't know either. Alright. Ooh, Cerulli got National League Player of the Week. That's very good. Very good indeed. Let's check out the All-Star Game roster. Let's look at the pit. Jose Brown is the entirety of our contingent. Really? Mario Pozo's having a pretty amazing season. I'm a little bit surprised he couldn't make it. Wow. Like, I thought for sure, yeah, maybe we've got 2 or 3 All-Stars, but to have only 1? And that's just because I have to have 1. Gross. Not even Jim Gender made it? What the prospect game? Sean Hill is literally it. Wow, okay. I see how you are. Whatevs, man. Whatevs. Let's play some freaking baseball. You would offer me the Andy Lenway. No. We might not make the playoffs. I'm just saying. I'm getting concerned about that. No, you're just not that great. And Herman Dominguez might be decent, so I shall decline your offer. Thanks. No, I'm not saying that I don't like Joe Basham, but I already got rid of a guy who can't throw strikes. I don't need a second guy who can't throw strikes. No, Nickerson is fine, but again, he's not an appreciable upgrade over Webb. Actually, he might be an appreciable upgrade over Webb. Like, Nickerson is at least hitting, right? Webb is not. Like, Webb has almost cost us a win because of how bad he is offensively. And you're quite a bit better at range. I guess here's my issue, right? My issue is that Webb is probably the best compromise candidate and someone who might hit and doesn't play bad defense. And so, if I wanted a defensive specialist, I've got those in my system already. If all I cared about was amazing second base defense, I would just demote Webb and call up Mike Brandon. And Nickerson's not a good enough hitter. So I think not. I'm not saying I couldn't use a better second baseman. I'm saying I have to be a little bit more judicious. So let's begin first by actually checking that second base market. Okay, Steve Mcdonald is the first one I'm looking at here that actually seems like he could be a really good choice at a nice upgrade. He's a very good second baseman, and he's got a pretty good bat. Mr. McDonald, what would it take to make you a Pittsburgh Pirate? So right now you're asking for reasonably good prospects. What if we made this deal bigger, my friends? Because McLaughlin is actually not pitching that badly. Hang on. I'm not going to get rid of him because he's actually pitching all right. Jose Castro is very uninteresting. All right. So, Jonathan Webb, you're not ruined yet. Let's send you to the minors and see if you can develop some actual competence at your job. And let's get Steve McDonald in playing second base. So that's a major upgrade that we definitely needed, so I feel pretty good about that. Pitching seems to be working out all right. Jim Gender is playing pretty effectively. He could be walking fewer people, but he's not getting hit hard. And so that's pretty solid. Let's do a quick check of our free agents. Nope. All right, well that was easy. I'm not making either of those deals. Does Rory Gratton have a no trade clause? He does not. He does and will not move, which is fine, I guess. Are there any prospects I don't want? Like a prospect I just look at and I'm just like, yeah, I'm getting rid of Joe Mafam. I specifically want a prospect in return, though, and I will take any player. Nope. I could see getting a bit of Brad White in my life. Another decent second base prospect. Let's do it. And yes, I know he's got to go on the 40-man. I have no problem with that, but he will be going to AAA. Oh, actually, I clicked AA by mistake. That's fine. Any other prospects, I just have no intention of keeping. What if I offered Steve Switzer and Lawson? Could I turn them combined into... like one decent prospect? I'll even throw in Nate Sanders if that's what people are looking for. But no, I'm thinking to go Lawson and Switzer. Can I get a prospect package, my dude? That is a really good deal. Like, Mancia doesn't do much for me. Actually, no, he does. He's actually quite decent. Yeah, done. Mancia could be low-key really damn good. And what positions do you play? You play second and third, and you play the outfield? Hey, Steve Fulford. Oh, you're hitting really well, though. I don't want to disrupt your shit, Fulford. You're going to AAA for now, but I don't think you'll be there long, man. See ya. Alright. I think those are some really good moves. That last one was maybe one of the best I've made in a long time. Those are some really solid pieces. Remember, as of right now, we're not going to win the division. The Reds are hotter than hell this season, and I don't really have an answer to them. All we're trying to do is make the playoffs. That's it. We're just trying to make the playoffs. And if we do make the playoffs, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Yeah, Bautista, my dude. I think you might want to consider just retiring at this point. Salgado comes back. Emergency starter, long relief. Cool. Okay. Canigiani, why the hell are you still in rookie ball? I'm taking over your development because you frankly can't be... Oh no, it's literally my fault. Sorry, mate. Let's kick you all the way up to double A because you've been wrecking the high minors. You've been wrecking face. That's fine, Graden. If you want to keep being injured, I can't stop you. There goes Nieves. Like, I really don't love throwing Andres Carrillo into the fire, but I don't have a better internal replacement. I mean, I guess I have Steve Davis. Or Germán Herrera. Steve Davis is 27, has never even gotten a shot in the big leagues. I think we'll give him one. Just for now. As a treat. Ooh, 3 homers by Garay. Very nice. It was going to happen. We all knew that Bill Gray was going to get hurt at some point. Does Canigiani get a major league debut? Does it go right from rookie ball to double A to the majors? No, I think Jalen Tucker gets called up. to be a big bat off the bench, and then Wolf just takes over first base every day. Like, Wolf hasn't been playing that well, but he really hasn't had a chance either. But I'm definitely not going to let him bat third. In fact, I think Josh Lynch bats third, because he's having quite the season. There we go. And then backing Wolf up at first is going to be Tucker. And Tucker is going to be our number 1 pinch hitter. There we go. Look, unless we go on the run to end all runs, we're not winning the division title, and I'm fine with that because everyone just gets into that 3-game wildcard series. So winning the division kind of isn't worth it, if you think about it. Ray Samano is playing really damn well right now. Let's rehab Rory Gratton, and then we will reevaluate. I'll probably call him up like tomorrow once rosters have expanded. But I also kind of just want to let him rehab, and then we can activate him as we need to. No, I think I'm being too cute. I think Rory Gratton is killing it, and like, I know Samana was hot as fuck, but it seems pretty short-sighted to not let Gratton have his job back. Yeah, Gratton's having a good season. I could play Gratton at first base. No. If I'm gonna have him, I know what I'm gonna do. Like that. And like that. So, Samano is gonna be the number 1 backup. And the number 1 pinch hitter. And you're going to go ahead and start once a week in both corner outfield positions. Because Joe's not having that great a season. So maybe even bench Joe in favor of Samano. Samano's hitting really damn well. I think you kind of have to ride the hot hand at this point in the season. Do I just go ahead and let Samano play right? Look, he has done nothing but hit in the minors. Whereas Joe is definitely... Yeah. I talked myself into it. I'll let Joe start against lefties. I think he's still good enough to do that. If I take a look at his batting stats here... I guess he's not really hitting that great against either of them. That's fine. This is good for the end of the season, I guess, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do for the playoffs once the playoffs roll around. We're in a real tailspin all of a sudden. Like, again, right? The key here is just to recall that all you need is make the playoffs, and I think we're gonna make the playoffs. I think there's too much question of that. Like, there's 8 teams per league now, right? God damn it, Guzman. Really? Yeah, Canigiani, you're going right to AAA. You're just doing bodily harm to so many baseballs that I can't keep you in the minors. Okay, that's amazing news. I don't really care, but alright, we get Bill Garay back. Obviously, that's going to happen. I'm going to send Otis Wolf to the minors. He's really struggling this year. Maybe some more regular playing time in AAA is what the doctor ordered. And then we're going to do Gray 3rd, Grattan 5th. Gray 3rd, Grattan 5th. Yeah, my friends, Otis Wolf's time may already have passed, because Canigiani is forcing the issue. If he's going to keep hitting like 3 home runs every 5 minutes, I can't keep Wolf. Wolf doesn't have the upside. Yeah, he just walked away with an MVP trophy for the Dominican Rookie League, despite the fact he hasn't even been there now for a couple of weeks. Nice. Alright, let us indeed get our playoff roster set. I'm completely good with this. One thing I will definitely do is we're going to rock 3-man rotation for the first round here. And who is... Oh, wow, you're all quite tired. It's going to be Guzman. I've got at least a couple of days before the series starts. And Guzman is my best pitcher, so that's what's going to happen here. It's pretty bonkers having 16 teams make the playoffs, but I think it's very worthy given how many teams we actually have. We'll see what happens here. I lost my new second baseman. That's kind of a bummer. We won the game, so that's not the worst, but it's also a bummer. And Jose Brown is just good enough. Very nice. We cleared the wild card round. Awesome. And how long are you out? You're out for 4 weeks. Yeah, we're going to use the playoff IL. And then... I guess we try Alex Mancia out. What the hell, right? Let's do it. Done. I also definitely want to go back to a 4-man rotation, of course. And I guess Corey McLaughlin is number 4 because he's better than Steve Davis has been. I hope Nieves gets back soon because I really want Nieves more than McLaughlin as my 4 starter. But we'll see what happens here. A very close victory by Jesus Moya, but I'm here for it. Very good. Yeah, this is the time of season where you can actually go over the roster limit. Boom! We sweep right in to the league championship series. Very nice indeed. What the hell happened to Jesus Moya? Why are you rated a 51 now? You're just not pitching as well, I guess. That's kind of gross. You're losing your control and your movement and your stuff. You're just worse. Damn, son. Alright. I can't do anything about it now. Nieves. Yeah, I don't want Steve Brown on the roster. That's for sure. Or Steve Davis. Where is he? Yeah, there he is. Yeah, you go away now. I'll take Nieves back. He's got experience, and I trust him a lot more than I trust. Yeah. Alright, let's go up to the next playoff round. An opening victory. Took 10 innings, but that's alright. 2 homers by Pozo. Always good to see when the big guy is playing big. A return victory. For the Inferno. Inferno obliterates Moya. Not great. And McLaughlin can't do it either. Yeah, guys, I don't think we're making it. Maybe we do, but I don't think we are. Nope. We couldn't pitch. We absolutely could not pitch to save our lives. Like, not one of the starters pitched well. They're all just kind of like, yeah, no, we're not going to pitch. Thanks. I mean, you can't win them all, and we only won 89 games, so it's not like I expected we'd win the World Series. I mean, obviously, you want to win as many World Series as you can, of course, but and them's the breaks. We are a team that doesn't have a lot of true aces, and we probably need to fix that. I just don't know how we will, or even if we can, because that's the issue, right? We would have to commit significant resources to get an upgrade to the rotation. And I just don't know that we have that. Oh wow, thanks Steve Mcdonald. You're awesome. I'm so thrilled that you're back. I mean, it's going to a Game 7. That's pretty cool. You've got to like a Game 7 World Series. Good on the Inferno. They are World Series champions. I'm delighted we made the playoffs after how awful we were to start the season. I definitely think we've got to make some moves. Running it back seems like it was a mistake. I love how every season he's like, make money, and I'm like, no, fuck you. Okay. Yeah, no question I have to keep Pozo. He's just too good. Oh, they're lowering the mound. Interesting. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Okay. When you have a chance to take a man like Adam Butt, you can't miss it. So yes, come be a Pirates coach. Was the season a failure? I guess it depends on what your definition of failure is. We didn't win the World Series. Inescapable fact. And on the whole, we had one of the deepest benches we've ever had, which is nice. So Josh Lynch had an outstanding season for us. One of the best he's probably had in years. He's certainly earned enough of my trust to come back and have one more round with us next season. Manny Pozo had another very, very fine season. I mean, if I'm paying you $30 million, I want you closer to 6 wins than 4. But I'm not going to complain. He's an incredibly dynamic player. And we're going to have to offer him a lot of money to keep him. We'll see what that gets us. He is very borderline Hall right now. Very borderline. Another 5 years of high quality, and he might get there. Like, he averages 5 wins a year. That puts him about 80 wins. That'd be pretty sweet. Bill Garay really struggled this season, relative to himself. He did get hurt, as predicted, and he was good while he was healthy. But he is becoming a bit of an issue. Steve Mcdonald was great. I want to see him play for a full season for us. He may solve the second base issue, though. I asked Johnny Cerulli, can you handle left-handed pitching? And he said, yes. Yes, I can. Let us bask in the glory of 40 home runs. And the fact that he did struggle against lefties. He wasn't great against them. But he hit well enough. I mean, I guess I could just go back and get him a platoon guy. I don't know if that's a great use, but maybe. Rory Grattan was very, very solid. Again, he just got hurt. It's whatever. Jose Herrera's first full season in the majors was not terrible. I don't know that this is a major league starting catcher, but I don't know that he's not a major league starting catcher. So we'll see what happens with him. Ray Samano was a very, very strong hitter. We definitely used him well. Clint Daly is a problem. And I know I'm not paying him a bunch of money, but you're being paid enough. You should be a dominating shortstop. And the fact is that you aren't. It might be time to move on from Daly. Holy hell, Mancia, you definitely took the bill. Oh no, I see, that's all from playing for Colorado. The disappearance of Joe is probably the most concerning thing that happened all season. Like, Joe went from being an integral part of our offense to just being not good. Trading him in the offseason might be a smart idea, especially if I can find somebody high quality to take his spot. Pitching was good, but not great. There is definitely room to improve here as well. Thank goodness for Jose Brown, because he is a very good pitcher. And Edgar Guzman actually pitched quite well for us as well. And I think he's going to be worth what we're paying him, which isn't that much because you're eating most of his contract. But this is a big year for the bullpen. The bullpen really bailed us out. And we really have to hope that we can keep that going. Look at Mike freaking Turhar. 106 innings as a reliever. That's nuts. It is utterly, utterly nuts. Yeah. I have nothing else to say other than it's utterly, utterly nuts. But we need an ace. We really desperately need a true ace who can carry us forward. In the lineup, we probably need to replace Joe. We need to consider replacing Daly. We probably need to trade Otis Wolf because I don't think Wolf is ever going to be a top-tier starter. Like, compare Wolf and Kanigiani, and there's no contest. Kanigiani is just better. In fact, before I forget, no, I can actually wait because we're going to get a chance to clear some things up when free agency starts. Let's go ahead and deal with arbitration now and see what we might want to accomplish here. Dan Day. Is it worth it? I guess it is worth it. You know what? We will give him an extension for 1 year. No, you're not getting the rotation, but you're going to be an important part of the team. Luis Guevara, absolutely. Have an extension. Enjoy. Jim Gender wants $5 million. That is incredibly reasonable if he keeps pitching at a high level. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to him. I'm not going to promise you a roll just in case you struggle out of the gate. But I will give you your 1-year deal. Steve Mcdonald is better than anyone else I have at second base for right now. Don't be ridiculous, dude. The fuck are you smoking? I'll give you $10 million for a year, but that's as far as I'm willing to go. Okay. I'd love to bring back Turhar. What do you want money-wise? You want $10 million a year. Nope. Just nope. Where did my free agent money go? Damn. This next season could be rough. Like, I don't care about losing Hops. Who gives a shit? I don't. Really? I mean, losing Turhar is gonna hurt. We're definitely gonna have to rely on somebody to step up in the bullpen. But Joe, I wish you had opted out. I wish you had decided to test the market. Before we go, let's try to trade him and just see what kind of market there might be. I'll look for prospects and regulars and just see what might be available to us. Wow, okay. Nobody wants Joe. Damn, son. Is it because he's got a no trade clause? No, he doesn't have one. Interesting. Very interesting. And does Tommy McDonald have anything left? Maybe. Getting Jerry Padilla back will help the rotation. He was pretty solid when we did have him. Alright. Well, that's going to be it for this episode, my friends. We made it to the League Championship Series, and we were really cold to start the season. I'm wondering if lowering the mound and increasing offense is going to better fit our team more than others. I do kind of want to lock up Pozo before we go. I just don't think it's reasonable to go that long. What if I do 5 years and you give me a team option? I gotta get that team option, my dude. Really? I'll talk to you later. I'm not gonna let you bully me into giving you a guaranteed 5-year deal. Not yet, anyway. I'm going to put Otis Wolf on the block and see what kind of offers we get. I'll be really curious to see if we can get some good stuff out of him. But that is it for today's episode. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. And I bid you good day.